What's up, everybody? It's Amber Bradley, owner of Calibration Group, and I'm here with Greg Buzek, president of IHL Group. All right, Greg, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. You guys just released a study last year called We Lost Australia, with some pretty shocking stats for the retail industry and loss prevention and asset protection field. Tell me about that study.
Sure. We've been doing this study since about 2007. It was actually birthed out of a study that was done by Wharton School of Business on a single retailer. And what they did is they started looking at why customers were leaving stores being unsatisfied with their purchases, whether it was overstocks, out of stocks. I came in to buy. What they found is the customer system said they were in stock 92% of the time, but the customer experience said that 1 out of every 4 customers was leaving without buying what they came in to buy. They had money to buy it and they left without it. So we said, well, if that's happening at that retailer, how big is this as an industry? How big is this worldwide? And that's the genesis of the study.
So, and those numbers came in pretty stacked, right? I mean, 1.1 trillion, and that's worldwide?
Right, worldwide, $1.1 trillion. So when you start getting into the trillions, you start thinking about GDP. That's a GDP of a country. So we went out and we started researching the GDPs, and we found out that 1.1 trillion is actually the total GDP for Australia. And that's the cost of overstocks and out of stocks worldwide. So that includes losses due to loss prevention, that's overstocks and markdowns, that's things like product spoilage because it's too late to get to market and the fruit and the vegetables are just no longer sellable. So it's a huge problem worldwide.
So talking about North America, we've seen some of the stats turning to some more specific information that nearly 10 billion in North America is attributed to employee training and awareness. What do you think about that?
Right. A lot of this has to do with simply knowing where the merchandise is in the store. The people get trained for one particular area. The customer comes to find somebody to help, and they have no idea where that stock is. It's not on the shelf. I can't help you.
So a little known fact, you actually have loss prevention in your background.
Yes.
So tell us, with loss prevention in your background and doing all the incredible research that IHL does, how does this affect the LP asset protection professional?
Well, it's a huge thing because unfortunately LP tends to think of just theft. You know, they think of the item, they think of the theft there, they think of the employee aspect of it, and like 50% of the theft comes from employees. But the bigger context of loss prevention is lost sales. You know, that when a product disappears, that's a lost sale. But that's still a cost of that product that you no longer have revenue to offset. So whether it's theft, whether it's just lost in the store, whether it's damaged, those are all losses that retailers are dealing with. So I would implore the loss prevention folks, you need to broaden your perspective of what really LP is. It's a much broader definition than just employee theft or consumer theft and the tags, etc.
So turning to all these technologies are wonderful, right? But at the end of the day, the people using these technologies, the employees at the front end, you can't ignore them, right? So what would you suggest to make your employees more aware?
Well, a lot of the losses that we see are employee training related stuff. So, and a lot of it honestly gets down to, do they care? So much of it is not so much training as much as treating people as if they've got a stake in the business.
So one of my favorite topics is the whole training and awareness piece, right? So you're saying it's not a yearly training where you say, hey guys, do your job right, and then that's it. It's this ongoing, inspirational, kind of we care about you type of training.
It's just treating people well. You know, the biggest challenge that retailers have when it comes to labor is turnover. You know, in some cases it's 300% a year. So you can talk about what it takes to train somebody, but if the average employee is only there 3.5 months, how do you keep them there 6 months, a year? That lowers your training costs, but if you can do that by making the place to work and continue to invest in their education and their future, it has a huge impact on keeping them there.
So Greg, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Calibration TV and Greg Buzek. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We're out.